Welcome to another episode of Factoring, and we're going to be looking at the difference of two squares, which I refer to as dots. And the reason why is the D, the O, the T, and the S, dots. Now, how do we know that we're factoring by dots? You usually have two terms. So you only have two terms. Those terms are separated by subtraction. So you have a subtraction sign. And both terms are perfect. So you have perfect squares at either end. Now the rule for factoring the difference of two squares is you have a squared minus b squared equals, and then in parentheses, a squared is a times a, and b squared, which is perfect, is b times b, and then you have a plus and a minus. So the signs inside are opposite. So here I have x squared minus 9, so I'm going to open two parentheses. In order to get x squared, that is x times x, your sign must be opposite, so I'm going to put a plus and a minus. And 9 is perfect. The number that multiplies itself to give you 9 is 3 and 3. And you're finished. Y squared minus 64. So I'm going to open my two parentheses. Y squared is y times y. I'm going to have a plus and a minus. You can put minus first. I just like plus minus. And then 64 is perfect. The number that multiplies itself to give you 64 is 8 times 8. And you're finished. I'm going to have 25 minus b squared. Again, I open my parentheses. 25 is 5 times 5. So notice because 25 is first, that's what I'm writing first. 25, 5 times 5. I have the subtraction sign, so plus and minus. And then b squared is b times b. And you're finished. A shorter way to write this is some people write it as 5 and then they just write plus minus b, which is fine by me. So if I do that over here, I have 49x squared minus 100. I have two terms separated by subtraction. 49 and x squared is perfect. 100 is perfect. So I can just write one parentheses. 49x squared would be 7x. 100 is 10 times 10. And then put the plus and a minus. However, if you don't like that, you can go back to writing 7x plus 10 and 7x minus 10. Here I have 36a to the second power minus 121y squared. Again, I see two terms. 36 is perfect, 121 is perfect. If your exponent is an even number, it is perfect. So this will be 6a and 6a plus minus 121y squared. 121 is 11, and then I have my y and 11y. And you're finished. Same thing here with 81z squared minus x squared. I know that 81 is 9 times 9. Z squared is z times z plus minus x squared is just x times x. This one I put in here because I know some of you have to go on to another algebra class. So here I have x raised to the fourth minus 81. Now, just as before, if you see your exponent as even, it's perfect. So to get x to the fourth, that is x squared times x squared. And I'm going to put a plus and a minus. 81 is perfect. That is 9 times 9. Now you're not finished because notice your exponents here are even. Now, because this is x squared plus 9, this cannot be factored anymore. So it's considered prime. However, x squared minus 9 can be factored again because x squared is perfect and 9 is perfect and they're separated by subtraction. So I'm going to keep the x squared plus 9. And then here I'm going to open parentheses again. X squared is x times x. I'm going to have a plus and a minus. And 9 is perfect. It's 3 times 3. And all of this is your answer. So most of you who are continuing to your next algebra class, you're going to meet this again. Now, sometimes when you're doing your factoring by difference of two squares, you have to do a preliminary step first. So notice here I have 7b to the third minus 63b. Now, I notice it has two terms and it has a subtraction, but 7 isn't perfect and 63 isn't perfect. So your first type of factoring that you're going to perform will be a GCF. You should always try a GCF factoring first. So 7 and 63 both can be divided by 7. B to the third and B, I'm going to take B. So my GCF is 7B. When I divide, I'm going to get b squared minus 9. Now, right here, the b squared minus 9, you can apply dots because you have two terms separated by subtraction, and both of these terms are perfect. So before you can get to the dots, you got to do a GCF first. So I have 7b, and then I open my parentheses. B squared is b times b. My plus and minus 9 is 3 times 3. And that's our answer. Let's try it again. I have 8x squared y minus 72y to the third. First thing, I'm going to try GCF. Now 8 and 72 can be divided by 8. I see that they both have y's in common, so I'm going to take the y. So my GCF is 8y. And when I divide, I'm left with just x squared minus 872 divided by 8 is 9. Y to the third divided by y is y squared. Then in here I have two terms separated by subtraction, and x squared is perfect and 9y squared is perfect, so I should be able to perform dots. So I have my 8y, I'm going to open my parentheses, x squared is x times x, I put a plus and a minus, and 9y squared is just 3y times 3y. And I'm finished. I'm going to show you what it looks on the SEEF test. So here on the SEEF test, it's going to say factor completely. You have 4 answer choices. So here, and again, it's multiple choice, so you don't have to think too hard. Notice I see 2 here, so I will have a 2. And they both have y's in common, so I'm going to take the smallest one, 2y. So I have 2y, and then when I divide, I get 4x squared minus 9y squared. Now, you don't see this as an answer choice. Thank goodness. And so now here, you're going to apply your dots to the parentheses because 4 is perfect, x squared is perfect, separated by subtraction, 9 is perfect, y squared is perfect, dots can be used. So you have 2y, you have your parentheses, 4x squared is 2x times 2x. I like putting plus first and then minus. 9y squared would be 3y and 3y. So now I'm going to look for this 2y where I have a 2x plus 3y and a 2x minus 3y. And it is this one. And you're finished. Again, here I have 6x to the third y squared minus 24x z squared. So I'm going to do GCF first. Now let the answers help you. Notice we all have a coefficient here of 6, so you can take out 6. X is common to both terms. Remember, take the smaller, so I'm going to take x. So that will be 6x first. When I divide, I'm going to get x to the second y squared minus 4. And the x's cancel, leaving me with z squared. I look inside my parentheses. X squared is perfect, y squared is perfect. 4 is perfect, z squared is perfect. And they're separated by subtraction. So we're going to use the difference of two squares to factor completely. So I'm going to open my parentheses. X squared, y squared is simply xy. And xy plus and minus. 4 is 2 times 2. And z squared is z times z. And who looks like this? So, no, no. And notice that this, when we got here, was there. So you're not finished. And the only one is D. And you're finished. And this is all it is with factoring by the difference of two squares. Good luck.